Yeah, wonderful people, viewers and subscribers. This is BVI Channel 1. As you all know that the Presidential Petition Tribunal is gradually winding up, and it is becoming clearer that this election of impunity, this kangaroo election or selection by INEC declaring Tinubu as the presidential winner of that race is becoming clear that it will be nullified. Oh yes, and as such, Labour Party is alerting all obedient Nigerians to get ready for the needful.
Dr. Tanko, thank you for joining me. So let's start this conversation with a look at what's going on currently. So the case that your presidential candidate Peter Obi and the party have against President Bola Tinubu's electoral victory is still in front of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. So this urging that the national chairman, Julius Abure, is giving to party members in order to have them ready for this supposed presidential rerun that's coming. Can you tell us where that's coming from?
Okay, if you are referring to the statement being made by the national chairman of the Labour Party, Barrister Julius Abure, on the clarion call to prepare our members for a rerun, well, that is not out of a place. It is actually a preparation towards what we are seeking for in the court of law. Remember, we have our prayers lined up to about 5 of these particular prayers. 1, that we should be declared outright winner. 2, there should be declaration that that particular candidate of the APC did not qualify to run for the election of the 2015, or February 25th, 2015 general election. And that 3, that in the case that the court did not answer our first and second prayer, it should at least call for a rerun of that election generally, because it did not meet the threshold and the requirement of the general election that INEC itself, based on the provisions of the law, made for the Nigerian people. And so therefore, that election should be cancelled, null and void, and then we should go for a rerun to establish who is qualified to run for the election, and then eventually we'll have a declared winner. This is a position of the political party, and then we are asking all of our members nationwide to prepare for that particular circumstances with the prayers that the judges and the judicial court will do justice to the case in court. Because we believe that actually the judiciary is the last hope of the common man, and then our judiciary have the last chance of making sure that they put the right wrong, so that every Nigerian will be happy with our electionary system, and at least, not for anything, protect our democratic system.
All right. So in his comments to Labour Party members and supporters in the diaspora, the national chairman said that the party had received information that President Bola Tinubu's All Progressive Congress-led government was also getting ready for a rerun. So in terms of what it looks like, in terms of the APC getting set for a rerun, the party that is already now in power is still rather maintaining power here in Nigeria and setting up for what would be a worst-case scenario in all ramifications for the party. What do you make of that?
Well, you know, they too are following the activities of the judiciary, and then they know what is going on in the court of petition tribunal. And I'm sure they also know that there are 2 of us who are challenging that particular case, Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, and then Peter Obi of the Labour Party. And we have provided damning evidence to show that those particular elections did not meet the threshold that is required, and that the candidate of the APC, who for us we believe is just hanging in there, we can also see that probably he's sitting on a half stool, or hoping that until when the judiciary make an affirmation on his position, that is when we cannot say that yes, this particular election is done and dusted. Don't forget, this case is a marathon race, and it can go all the hog. But we are prepared to ensure and that we prepare for the election in case the judiciary is able to find its feet and courageous enough to actually do what is expected. You know, we have a situation in our hands. Many people come in and say that, no, it is not possible. The judiciary cannot overturn the election. It has never been done in Nigeria. We can't have that. Where every situation has its own calling. When the Kenyan tribunal overturned the election, nobody thought it was going to happen. When it was done in Malawi, nobody thought it was going to happen. So What happens if it happens in Nigeria? At least for once, that means that we are trying to do something right.
That was how we got the news from News Central. I appreciate them for putting that report together. And if you want to get more of the news report, you can go there on News Central and listen to the entire interview with the spokesman of Labour Party. Okay, so what am I saying here? I'm telling Nigerians that what the corrupt system of impunity in Nigeria witnessed in this election is a revolution, ballot revolution. And that is what is shaking them to its foundation, the foundation of impunity and corruption. You know, a lot of institutions in this country was established with corrupt mindset. And this ballot revolution is beginning to dawn on them that power truly belongs to the people. And some people are saying, oh, your ballot, your PVC amount to nothing. Your vote didn't count. You can see what is happening. The pressure is too much. If it were business as usual, where people don't mind going to vote, where you don't have a lot of millions of Nigerian people coming out to vote for their candidate and standing behind them, you will not see what is happening today. P2P will never have a chance. And Nigerians will never have a chance of being free from this wicked, blood-sucking political leaders you have as your leaders in this country. So my position remains, do not give up. Do not give up. Do not listen to anyone advising you otherwise. Even as this relon is being announced, peradventure, if it is announced, this election annulled and another one declared to be run, will you cast your vote? Or will you join the millions of Nigerian people, or I mean the few, not millions, there are very few Nigerians who are, because of sentiment, because of one thing or the other, try to tell you or discourage you from participating in any further election. Let me tell you, those people telling you that do not have any solution to your problem. In fact, some of them are paid to confuse the general public, because the politicians knew that if Nigerians come together, their own is finished. They will be, pushed out of power. So they are using every means possible. People who may appear to you as your freedom fighters in some quarters, some people that may appear to you as your religious leaders in some quarters, some of them will appear in different forms, people that you may respect and have regard for. I can tell you, they are all working in synergy. Some of them are working in synergy with the corrupt system that had made your lives miserable. That is one thing many people are not seeing, and that is why I am bringing it to your knowledge. Please, Nigerians, I will beg of you, no matter what you are agitating for, no matter where you are coming from, be part of this ballot revolution, because no freedom, no Nigerian will ever be free if you don't get the right people empowered. These people that have respect for rule of law, people who can even call you to the table and discuss your agitation and find a lasting solution to it, than killing you on the streets without anything happening, without any consequence. People have shouted, hey, they are killing us, they are killing us, they are killing us. Why wouldn't they kill you, my people, especially the Biafrans, when we have just seen one alternative means where we can pool our resources and power together and salvage ourselves? Not just the Biafrans, the Oduduwas, the Arewas, everyone of this indigenous identity have gotten a fair share of the impunity and the consequence of corruption from this system. So we are all victims. So let us together flush these guys out, have opportunity to have a shot on our freedom. That is just my own position, and I will remain committed to it. I'm also Tinubu Peters, an advocate for good governance. Keep following GGM, Good Governance Ministry, as we continue propagating this message. And you can help us by hitting on the share button so that everyone will get this message. Get ready for the rerun. It is almost being obvious. It will happen soon. Don't be discouraged. And subscribe if you have not. Bye-bye for now.